What's going on, guys? It's Matt with No BS Beard Reviews. Tonight we're going to do a maintenance beard trim with the brand new Brio Beardscape. So I've been on the fence for a long time. I am probably the last guy to use the Brio Beardscape. I've actually been using just a generic pair of clippers for about the last 3 or 4 years to buzz my head and then trim my beard. And then I also would use this cheap trimmer here to kind of do some edging work and really do the detailed work. But these are on their last legs. Like I said, I've had them for a long time now. They just aren't as good as they once were, so I figured it was time to hop on the Brio bus and try their new Beardscape as well as the brand new Access trimmer. Now, I'll do a full review of these after this, but I just want to show you what a maintenance beard trim looks like for me featuring these two products. So I actually went to the barber about 2 weeks ago, and so typically I'd wait maybe another week and a half before I'd do some maintenance work, but I was so excited to get these, I had to go ahead and start trying them out. I actually buzzed my head last night, if y'all can see, with the Beardscape, and I was super impressed. Absolutely love how you can change the length of the clippers here. Go up or down. And so that's awesome when you're shaving your head. I can get, a certain length on top, maybe do a little bit of a fade on the sides. But yeah, very impressed. But in terms of today with this beard trim, I'm gonna go ahead and put the clipper all the way up there. So we're getting a real nice crisp trim. Now for me, all I'm gonna really do is, I'm not gonna take a ton of length off. I'm just gonna sharpen up the edges really. I don't know if you calm it down here. You can see I've got a little bit of growth in there. And for me, I'm really just trying to keep crisp edges. I'm in the middle of growing out the mustache with the Epic Mustache Challenge. Check me out on Instagram if you haven't already at No BS Beard Reviews. We're talking about our Epic Mustache Challenge where we're growing that for 8 weeks without touching it, so I won't be trimming that today. But again, like I said, we're just gonna keep it a little bit crisp under here. I'll probably tighten up some lines on the back. Maybe take a little bit of this. I get a lot of S curls on this side. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in. I've got a mirror right in front of me, so you'll probably see me look that way some. Now I'm just going to kind of tighten things up here. And one thing I always like to do is use a handheld mirror here to check my work. And then I've got the trusty Kent comb. Yeah, I'm digging that, happy with that. You see I got that nice crisper line there. May touch up the back. I might use the axis for that. Let's see what we're looking at on this side. This side's not too bad, so I'm not gonna take too much off there. One thing I like about these trimmers though, when you light them up, you can see the speed at which it's going as well as the battery life there. I've got 166 hours left. Pretty cool. Again, we're just touching up. And this is essentially going to allow me to keep sharper lines between beard trims. I'm one of those guys, I like to keep my beard looking like I always came from the barber. Yeah, I like that. if you guys can see. But yeah, I'm digging those lines so far. Now let's see. I'll pull out this is their axis trimmer. This is the smaller version. This is probably about 3/4 the size. Now my wife typically trims the back of my neck, lines up my back of my neck and my neck hair, and I handed this to her the other night, or last night I guess, and she was amazed at the quality of this, as well as how light and small it was. She said, you know, she was able to grip it a lot better, being that it was smaller, and was able to get more detailed, be more detailed and have more control. So that's always a plus. All right, so I'm gonna tap up the back on the lines here. Now this side, it's funny, this side of my hair tends to grow into my ear, towards my ear, so this is the one I was gonna usually pay more attention to. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Little spot right there, I wanna. I always get a little nervous when you see lots of hair flying. Yeah, you can see we went in a little bit more, but now I'm happy with that. Check this side. I think my lines on this side are perfect, so I'm gonna stick with those. Another thing I wanted to work on though was separating my mustache a little bit more. So trimming this hair underneath here a little bit shorter so that when I pull my mustache into a handlebar, I'm not grabbing hair down here. I'm not grabbing this hair into my handlebar. So what I like to do is pull the mustache up, pull it out a little bit. And what I did there was just very lightly go over that area. That's going to allow me to grab that handlebar and know I'm just grabbing this and not this hair as well. So let's go ahead and hit the other side. I just kind of like to play with it, mess it up a little bit so it sticks out some. Not taking a ton off. You can see that separation. Now, if I had some wax in, you'd really be able to tell. Comb that through too. I take a little bit off the front. I'm barely touching it. I'm gonna hit this side. You guys have seen previous videos, this likes to curl. Now, typically when I used to trim my mustache, I would take the access trimmer or trimmer and go in my lip line to trim that up, but we are taking part in the Epic Mustache Challenge, so we're gonna grow that out for the next 8 weeks. Just kind of comb things through. Again, guys, this is just an easy, simple, not a ton being taken off tonight. I've been very impressed with these trimmers so far. Like I said, this was the first time I've used them on my beard. I'm able to get a good grip. I can keep steady. But I gotta say, when shaving my head with them last night, I was super impressed. It only takes one pass to go over and knock all the hair down. So definitely impressed with that. My old clippers I used to have to go over several times, and it just got to be kind of a pain, and it was taking me 30 minutes to buzz my head because I had to go over every different way. Whereas these, I can just go once and know it's being cut. All right, let's check our work one last time, see if we need to make any adjustments. But stay tuned after this. I'll give you the highs and lows, if there is any lows, of what I thought about the trimmer so far. You guys even see that? One thing I might do. Sorry. Combing out one last time. Always important to continue to comb everything out. You can double check your work. There you go. That is my maintenance trim between beard trims. As I mentioned, didn't take a whole ton off. You can see my shirt there, not really much. But yeah, that's what I do between beard trims. Again, we'll go over the pros and cons of the Brio Beardscape. This is my first time using it. I'll probably use it a few more times before I actually film that part, which you'll see next. But yeah, look forward to discussing the Brio Beardscape and the Access Trimmer a little bit more, taking them for another spin or two and giving you guys a great review of them. Thanks for watching. Take care. All right, guys, it's been a few weeks since I filmed that beard trimming video. Over the course of those few weeks, I've had the opportunity to shave my head several times with the Brio Beardscape. I also did an additional beard trim a few days ago. I was very, very skeptical when I first received these products. So I've heard a ton about the Brio Beardscape over the last year, and I always said to myself, it's just another trimmer. You know, what's the difference between that and a pair of clippers? You know, I was kind of skeptical until I actually got my hands on this. And so I will say probably my number one favorite thing about this Brio Beardscape is how quiet it is. And so I'm a perfectionist when I shave my head. I want every single hair. I go this way, that way, to the right, to the left, you know, multiple passes. It drives my wife nuts, or at least it did with my old pair of clippers that were super loud. Now these Brio Beardscapes, she can't even hear these in the other room. So that's been a huge, huge benefit for me personally, as you can imagine. Another thing I really love about these is the battery life. So as I mentioned, I've cut my hair, I think 4 times with these. I've done 2 beard trims, and I've got, I don't know if you guys can see that there, 152 hours left on this. It was originally, I think, at 170 or 175, and that's on the highest speed. I haven't charged these since the first day I got them, and that was probably about a month or so ago. And so super excited about that, not to have to charge. On my old trimmers, I used to have to, you know, I'd get home from work. If I knew I was cutting my hair that night or cutting my beard, I'd have to go ahead and plug my trimmers in several hours. Like right after I got home from work, I'd plug my trimmers in, then 3 hours later I would cut, you know, and they still might run out of energy. So the battery life on this is very, very impressive. Another thing I really like is this ceramic blade here. Now I've heard people say this gets too hot. I didn't notice that at all. Yes, it gets warm if you've been using it for a long time, but it's not hot to the touch. It's a little warm, but it doesn't burn you by any means. So I was very impressed with that. Another thing here is the ability to adjust the blade height. And so for someone like myself that keeps more of a shorter business beard, I like to fade my sideburns into my head. And so this was very easy for me to do. So I'd start up, you know, at the highest, closest guard here, and then gradually bring it back a little bit, do a little bit there, bring it back further, go a little bit further down. Then I would jump all the way back up to the closest setting, and then I would throw on my number 1 guard here. I would throw that on, do it some more, back it down a little bit, keep doing some more until it's perfectly blended. So the ability to do that in my eyes is a huge, huge benefit. Also like the ergonomability, is that even a word? I like how it is held. And so very easy for me to hold this as I cut my hair or trim my beard coming down or going up. It's just it fits in your hand very well. There's some grooves here on the sides that just make it very, very comfortable. It just feels very solid in your hands. It doesn't feel cheap. It just feels very solid overall. So those are a few of the things. Again, the charging ability, it charges up and you get a full charge in 3 hours. And again, I charged it the first night for 3 hours. Haven't charged it since in over a month. You know, I've been really happy with that. The battery life has been exceptional. When you get it, it comes with this little stand that you plug in. This is how you set it in that. And it just sits on your countertop and you charge it that way. You can also, you didn't want to use this, plug it directly into the bottom there. So very beneficial, very easy to use. Overall, very, very impressed with the Brio Beardscape here. Now, let's talk about the Access trimmers as well. So this is the kind of counterpart here. So I get my wife to trim the back of my neck. And she immediately picked this up and was like, wow, this is really nice. I can really, grip this and hold on to it, maneuver it really well. Whereas the last pair of trimmers I had, they're kind of awkward and big and, for smaller hands might not be as easy to use. And so she really appreciated these. These cut super close. I was very impressed with that. I like to use these on the back of my neck. I'll use them on the back of my beard, as well as like my ear line here. I go almost weekly. I use these weekly just to clean up my ear line just so it looks fresh. I also like to come in and just help guide my line before I do my straight razor. And so again, if I wasn't growing my beard or my mustache out, I would definitely use this to clean up the mustache area as well. So overall, super impressed with these. These come with a bunch of clipper attachments as well. And so I've talked about all the pros I like so far. Let's talk about a few cons. These aren't deal breakers by any means. Now, one thing that's just kind of awkward to me, and I'm getting used to it, is putting these clipper attachments on. So I'm used to kind of your traditional clippers that clip onto the back. And to me, you got to find, you can see right there, that little groove there. Then you line that up with that little notch there. It's just a little, it's not hard. It's just, I have to double check that I got it in there correctly and snapped it in. It just takes an extra second than what I'm probably used to, because I definitely don't want to be, I'm fiddling with these. I'm not 100% certain it's on there. I think it is. But I don't want to be cutting my hair and all of a sudden that thing pops off and, so that's one con to me, but it just takes some time to getting used to. Like, I think I've finally gotten used to it, but that's one thing. And the only other con I would say, and this is purely a convenience thing for me, they've got this awesome case here. This is great. I can easily fit my Brio in there and the power cord and maybe a guard or two. I wish they made a case where I could put the access trimmer in there as well. So if I slide this in, it doesn't close. So I wish they had just maybe a little bit bigger of a case that it could accommodate both of these, so I could store these two together rather than having to store them separately. That's the only beef I have. Overall, this case is awesome. I know it's a travel case, so it's not really meant to hold both of them, but that's the only beef I have with the Brio. Again, very, very minor things. I would definitely recommend you guys check them out. You can find them at brioforlife.com. Again, that's brioforlife.com. Or you can go on Amazon. They're on Amazon as well, so very easy. Go on there, get your clippers, your Beardscape, order it in Amazon Prime. You have it in 2 days. Absolutely worth it. Love these things. I was blown away by all the hype. I definitely am a believer now. Will recommend these to everybody. Whether you need a good hair clipper or even a beard clipper, I'm going to recommend them both ways because they've worked for me both ways. So again, cool guys. Well, thank you so much for watching this video. Again, go and check out the Brio Beardscape. Awesome set of beard trimmers and hair clippers. But yeah, if you haven't subscribed yet, you can click on my face there. But thank you to all my subscribers. Really do appreciate everything you guys do for this channel. Drop a comment below if you got a Brio Beardscape. Let me know how you like it. If you got another pair of clippers, what are you using to trim your beard or cut your hair? Let me know in the comments below. So as always, guys, God bless you. Thanks so much for watching. Y'all have a wonderful day. Take care of yourselves.